For the people who reside Baikal, the lake is nearly a family member. Here it is dubbed Father Baikal or Grandfather Baikal.
Probably the grandfather suits better, judging by how ancient it is. 25 million years, after all.
Oh, I would not know how to tell the pension age for tectonic lakes, but Baikal is still growing. The shoreline is getting 2 centimeters wider each year. Oceans are said to originate like that. Maybe it's only starting to live. Hello, dear friends. My name's Alexander.
And I am Elena. Today we will take a virtual tour on the clearest and cleanest lake on planet Earth.
And the deepest, 1,642 meters, is quite an abyss. A pearl. 20% of the global freshwater reserves hide below this ice. The sun has showed up above the white domes of the Barguzin Ridge, lighting the frozen waves. Yelena, you and I meet the sunrise in the summit of the Tajaran Massif in the lake's west coast. Indescribable.
Indeed, Alexander. The rocks around are particularly impressive. Look how majestic they are. Baikal is almost entirely protected by the mountains, as if lying in the caring palms of a shamanic giant deity.
The number of sunny days here is nearly the same as in Sochi. It would suit for a 15 kilometers mass start, but that is the only similarity with the south. Winter is the season of hard frosts below 30 degrees, just as now.
But Baikal is a perfect site to get prepared to polar expeditions. The phrase was coined by Conrad Dickinson, the English explorer who conquered the North and the South Poles.
It is good to be in the warmth, so that we can examine all the beauty without shrinking from the Baikal wind. Well, let's go down ashore, try to look into the abyss through the ice mass. If lucky, we'd spot the Kolchak's gold, one of the multiple Baikal legends that the lake keeps the reserves of the Russian Empire.
The indubious jewels, here of natural origin. Look around. The ice is so clear. We are amidst the Baikal hammocks, close to the mouth of the Bugaldeyka River. In late winter, the lake gets covered with cracks and fissures. Baikal starts breathing.
One block smashes into another and let the strongest win. A barely passable hedge like this emerges. The hammocks are often above human height.
The Sombras, firm ice, is also the winter road to the largest of the 26 islands in the lake. If Baikal is the heart of Siberia, Alkhon is at the heart of Baikal.
The sacred lands of ancient Buryats, the places of worshipping, where legends and routine living is often the same thing. Do you recognize the view? Cape Burhan and Shamanka Rock. You've definitely seen it in calendars with Baikal photos or in the documentaries about the lake.
Had we been here with you, Alexander, back in the 16th century, I'd have to bypass Shamanka very far off. Approaching the sanctuary was prohibited for women.
Yelena, I think an Asian shaman would be hit by a stroke had he observed the freely walking tourists approaching the rock without the due awe. It was deemed to be one of the 9 Asian sanctuaries among the ancient shamans. Riders left their horses by Cape Burhan, whose cave was the reign of Ajin, the master of Alkhon. Only the spiritual servants were allowed in, solely for offering sacrifices.
Note the patterned ice build-ups by the foot of rocks. These are called ice approaches or soquis. Oh my, Alexander, look up! Do you see the outlines of a creature on the rock?
This is a dragon sitting. That's what the locals say. And it seems it has turned its back on us. Does it look alike?
Somewhat.
Such a dragon, as the athletes say, in off-season. Apparently, the sacrifices occurred often.
In general, there are plenty of rocks and islands in Baikal named after animals, both fictitious and real. A couple of dragons, the turtle, the crocodile, the mare's head.
We keep rushing further northward, along the Small Sea Strait.
En route, let's explore the grottos with ice stalactites. Ideal locations for winter selfies.
We're standing by the northernmost location of Alkhon Island, Cape Khaboy. From Buryat, the name is translated as the molar tooth or a fang. The uprushes create a semblance of a rock hovering above ice.
Glancing at cliff sideways, you can see maiden silhouette, which is why the rock was dubbed Deva.
Very close is the widest place in Baikal, 79.5 kilometers from the east to the west shore. It would nearly accommodate 2 Moscows. Both shores are clearly visible in the sunny weather.
And the ice here is nearly always free from snow. The wind prevents snowbanks from getting steady, which is why the place was dubbed Gololёdka. Alexander, I wish I could wear the skates and run a couple of laps.
Sure, the ice here is vast in area, without fissures and scours. Baikal has plenty of such places. So, our lake is the world's most gigantic skating rink.
Do you hear a train approaching? We are already in the Circumbaikal Railway. A steam train is coming soon.
A steam train?
Yes, the genuine one. With smoke, a whistle, all like it should be. Being honest, it is not a Sapsan train. It runs at an easy pace. Therefore, we will have time to take a walk along the CBR slippers. The rails go along the southwest shore, and this is a true monument to engineering and human perseverance. In the Russian Empire, construction of the Circumbaikal Railway was the most challenging railway construction project ever. Look at the rock. And now, imagine the Herculean efforts applied to pierce a tunnel through it. The railway has 38 similar tunnels and 6 bridges.
15,000 workers from different countries took pains a century ago for the grateful locals and tourists to be able to quickly get from the Kultuk settlement to the port of Baikal.
Here is the train coming. A retro steam train with a red star on the front is riding out of the tunnel, puffing out a cloud of steam. It will take us nearly to Angara.
This is, my dear friends, the source of the only river flowing its waters from Baikal. True, 336 rivers flow in, but Angara is the only to flow out. Its outflow is the widest and largest in the world.
The head of the shaman stone reminds of a beautiful legend about a stubborn daughter fleeing to the handsome Yenisei. As the lore has it, the enraged Baikal threw it after the fleeing Angara.
So, the family conflict may be the reason why Baikal strictly outlines its boundary during winter. The verge between the lake and the river along the ice edge is vividly seen from above. Here's another interesting fact. If Baikal is represented as a closed reservoir, it would take Angara more than 3 centuries of continuous flow to dry the lake completely.
The river runs to the north, bestowing the people the clear Baikal water and light on its route. The Irkutsk hydroelectric power station is the first in the Angara HPP chain.
The dam has perpetually altered the ecosystem of Baikal. After the Irkutsk reservoir was filled, the water in the lake rose by 1 meter. And from the middle of the 20th century, the water level is under human control. It sounds brazenly and arrogantly towards the ancient lake. However, the further development of Siberia would have been impossible without that. The Federal Agency for Water Resources observes that the level in the water reservoir always be normal.
Alexander, you and I are on the HPP restricted area. Being journalists, we love attending the places that require a special pass. Check out these swirling torrents. This is the water of Baikal rotating the turbines.
And had Angara failed to flee to Yenisei, Irkutsk Oblast would not become the region with the cheapest power in Russia. How do you like that ending of the legend about Baikal and his daughter?
And we have learned that the myths here are intertwined with real life.
Dear friends, our joint tour is nearly over. Come to Baikal, get energized by the pristine nature. Take a look into the turquoise abyss. Taste the water with the one and only flavor in the world. Oxygen content in the water of Baikal is 3 times higher than in common potable water. The wealth of Russia we need to preserve now.
The sacred sea still keeps many secrets. Eventually, it has been explored to the depth of some 1,500 meters. What is beneath? The grandfather will always have things to astound us.
See you in the wonderful places of Russia. Bye! Or as we keep saying here in Baikal, Bartai.